How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to Golf Subpar with Colt, Knost, and Drew Stoltz. And hey, guys, we're back with our friends at Fanatics Sportsbook, and we wanted to tell you about their offer for new customers, the Game Day Guarantee. Every single football game day, now until October, new customers get up to $100 back in fan cash if your football bet loses. Guaranteed. And new customers also can bet $10 to get $100 in fan cash. If you're betting with Fanatics Sportsbook, you're either winning or winning money back in fan cash. Your old sportsbook, they're out for the season. Go check it out yourself. Download the app Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 years and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app. All right, Sleaze, we're going to get to some gambling picks here in a little bit. But we got a little golf to talk here. We had the 50th playing of the Walker Cup out at incredible Cypress Point. I know you and I both have had the chance to play it. One of the greatest golf courses in the world. And now the rest of the world got to see it on TV this weekend, where Team USA went out and dominated 17-9.
Yeah, beat down. What was it, 8-1-1 in the final singles there? I mean, Europe went out and won, or Great Britain and Ireland, I should say, went out and won the first 3 points, and then after that, it was kind of all Team USA all the time. Like, when you have that format, and we have so many we have a couple guys outside of the top 12 in the Wagger.
2 guys outside the top 13. One was Stuart Hagestad.
One's a mid-am, and the other one's a high school kid who just won the USAM. It's like, if you're going to play 10 matches, I mean, any match could go any way, but when you put 10 of them out there, like, odds are that goes the US's way. And it was phenomenal to see Cyprus and see it the way that we did. In terms of the Walker Cup, though, going forward, what do you think, dude? Like, it's now 49-1, the US's way all time. Does Great Britain and Ireland need to just move to Europe? Like, if you're looking at this thing objectively, like, it's not really that competitive right now.
No, they've won 9 of the last 13. They've only ever lost in 100 years, twice on American soil. Listen, they're loaded on paper. As you said, we had 7 in the top 10 in the World Amateur rankings. We had a guy that was 13th, a mid-am that was 44th, and then the U.S. Amateur champion, who's in high school, was 148th. And he might be the best of the bunch. Like, he is so good. It was so impressive to see. On the other hand, they had 1 inside the top 10 in the World Amateur Golf rankings. So I do think we need to add Europe. If you look at the foursomes, which was the 2 team parts of the competition, where there was actually alternate shot going on Saturday and Sunday morning, Great Britain and Ireland were 5-3. Like, they handled that part fine. It's just singles matches, man. They get dominated, and it's the same thing every single year. I think they need to go to 3 days and make it a Ryder Cup format, or on that Friday, have 5 foursome matches, so therefore there's some more points out there as far as the team aspect goes before you get to singles. We all want it to be a great competition. We want it to be a rivalry. Just like this year's Ryder Cup. We have no idea what's going to happen. But this year's Walker Cup, I mean, looking at it, and I know it's not played on paper, but when you look at it, and there's 18 singles matches out there, and you got 7 of the top 10 in the world, 8 of the top 13 in the world, USA is going to win. It's just pretty simple.
Yeah, you got to do one of 2 things. Either expand it to all of Europe, or you got to shrink the amount of singles matches you play and play more team golf. Because like you said, they were 5-3 in 4-ball. You throw in some foursomes in there and just not have so many points dedicated to singles matches, because the more they do that, the more it just leans the US's way. But, I mean, we did it in the Ryder Cup a long time ago when, it was Great Britain and Ireland, and then US was having its way with them, and then they expanded it. And now look, I mean, it's phenomenal. I just don't see what the downside would be at this point for them to be like, you know what, we're going to need the rest of Europe. We'll take all we can get. Think of the guys they could have had, in the past, like Ludwig, Jose Ballester. Like, they're some great players that aren't getting a chance to play in it right now.
David Puig.
And they need them.
I mean, that's just,
Puig,
we just listed a couple guys from Spain. Yeah. I don't understand. There might be something going on. I have no idea, but I don't understand what they're waiting on. Like, this is supposed to be the amateur version of the Ryder Cup. Well, let's make it that. Let's make it USA versus Europe. Let's have it 3 days, and let's get a real competition going. It's just, like I said, they've won 9 of the last 13, which doesn't seem like a ton, but just overall, to lose 9 times and tie 1 in 50 years, that's not really a rivalry. But I will say, I got to give some love to Cypress Point. It's awesome that they stepped up and let the USGA and the RNA host this great event there, because 99% of the world will never see Cypress Point in person. And the fact they got to see it on TV with the drones flying over the Pacific Ocean, it was gorgeous. Up until the time when the marine layer blew in, it was about as perfect as you could ask for. And these kids, man, they are so freaking good at golf. As is Stuart Hagestad, who's 34 years old, made the cup retaining putt. He made about a 25-footer there on the 15th hole. Moved his singles record in 5 Ryder Cups to 7-1, and has also been a part of all 5 winning Walker Cup teams.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do going forward, but 5-0, dominant in singles. Showed a little emotion there when he got it done. I thought actually, shout out Dan Rappaport, put out a nice meme. It was a picture of Stuart Hagestad after he won his second singles match, and then a picture of Michael Jordan from back in the day, and just said, "Fuck them kids." It's just like, yeah, dude, he just keeps smashing people, dude. He's had a hell of a run. Also,
did you see afterwards? Give a shout out. Did you see afterwards? The crowd was chanting "Stu SA."
Oh, I did not. That's nice. That's shit. What, dude? Go out like Elway after the Super Bowl. It's not going to get any better than winning it at Cyprus, making the retaining point putt, and having them chant "Stu SA." Also, enormous shout out, royalty in the house. George W. showing up to that thing. That's sick, by the way. You're playing a tournament, you get a former president showing up to check it out. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, for those that don't know, the Walker Cup is named after his grandfather, George Herbert Walker. And he was awesome. He got up there. And we actually, after we won in 2007, we got a chance to go to the Oval Office, spend an hour with George W., and had just the greatest time. And he is always, I would always run into him around Dallas, whether it's at the golf course, SMU Mustangs basketball games he was a big fan of, but just always just the nicest, most down-to-earth dude. And here's a guy who ran the damn country, like one of the most powerful people in the world. But it was so cool. And he got up there and spoke during the opening ceremony. And he's like talking about how the Walker Cup came about. And he's like, well, of course they named it after my grandfather. He paid for the thing. And then he said, there's a lot of family members, a lot of Walker family members out there. And a lot of people are going to say, why are you the one speaking? He said, well, the rest of you should have ran for president and got elected. That's why I'm speaking. But yeah, that's just, he's hilarious. He's great to be around. But it was, like you said, to have a former president of the United States of America there in attendance. He doesn't need to do that stuff, but he loves it, and he did it, and those kids will remember that forever.
And that speaks to how cool that event is, too, that the fact that he would get on a plane and go take the time and go do that, which is another reason why I think, like, why wouldn't we put out the best team possible on the other side and give them all of Europe and make this thing more competitive? Yep. But, I mean, dude, for these kids that were good the last 4 years, getting to play at St. Andrews and then Cyprus, like, dude, that's that's going to be the highlight. When you look back and you're done playing golf at age 60 or whatever it is, when they hang it up, they'll look back like that was one of the coolest things I ever did.
Yeah, crazy run. And we're not going to have to wait long for another one because they're switching back to even years. So we're going to have another Walker Cup in 2026.
Beautiful. Yeah. The more the merrier. Expand the teams, limit singles, do something. Let's have a battle.
And I believe that's going to be at Lahinch over in Ireland. So really cool for them to get it going once again. And speaking of Ireland, the Irish Open did not disappoint. Rory McIlroy picks up his second Irish Open title in a playoff. Sleaze, this thing was awesome. I was up Sunday morning. I woke up at 7:15 in the morning, was on the couch at 7:30. They had about 6 or 7 holes left to go in the Irish Open, and I did not move until the Buffalo Bills kicked a game-winning field goal against the Baltimore Ravens. It was one of the best Sundays ever. But real quick about that Irish Open, 1.5 tied for the lead. Then a gentleman made eagle. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Made eagle on 16, hit an unbelievable 3-wood, 6 feet right of the hole with water just right of it. Made eagle to take the lead. Birdied 18 to post 17 under. And here comes Rory McIlroy. Needs a hot finish to force a playoff. Pars the par 5 16th, which really hurt his chances. Pars 17, gets to 18, has an 8-iron from 201 yards to a back left hole location. Hit it to about 22 feet short right of the hole and buried that thing. It went in with some pace right in the middle. And I don't know if on TV I've ever heard a roar louder than what I heard from the Irish fans out there. Obviously, everyone pulling for Rory, but that was a cool moment, man.
Yeah, I mean, everyone out there pulling for Rory. That felt like a major championship type roar. And then to go out and get it done in the playoff, what's that? His 20th win, I believe, on the DP World Tour, leading into the Ryder Cup, obviously. A couple more weeks to go on that. The kid's riding high. Also, he sent a message to the Great Britain and Ireland Walker Cup team, basically saying, like, go get him. Y'all go win because we're going to go win at Bethpage too. Basically, the second time he said they're going to win the Ryder Cup. I don't know if you want to call it guaranteeing victory, but he's high on the hog right now.
He absolutely is guaranteeing victory. I mean, yeah, he pretty much did. But it was cool, man. He won on the third playoff hole after his opponent found the water with his second shot. He was able to two-putt from about 60 feet. But that was cool, man. It shows how much National Opens mean. I'm a big supporter of those. I love seeing those guys going over there and playing the Irish Open. Obviously, he plays the Canadian Open every year. He's going to play the Australian Open later this year, but he looks like he's in good form heading into the Ryder Cup.
He really likes to travel to play some golf, you know?
God,
just for the love of the game.
He's got to hate going through TSA that much.
I know, dude. Think of you got to limit the liquids and stuff like that. What a headache.
Yeah, it's brutal. But congrats to Rory.
Jesus.
It's been a hell of a year for him. I mean, you won AT&T Pebble Beach, the Players, career Grand Slam at the Masters, and now he wins his National Open, the Irish Open.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Portrush, about all he could hope for.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, it's time to get zoned in with our friends over at Zone Nicotine. And Sleaze, you know, we like to gamble a little bit here on this show. I don't know if you know that, okay? But we do like to stay in the moment. We never get ahead of ourselves unless we're on the golf course, okay? But I'm going to give a shout out to Sean Perry from Las Vegas, who's a big sports gambler out there, and he likes to tell you about it. He's the best in the world. He's got a such and such win percentage. He very rarely loses. Well, last night, scrolling through Twitter, and during the Buffalo Bills-Baltimore Ravens game, it was 27-13. Baltimore was dominating. Didn't look good for Buffalo. He tweets out, he's over at Circa Casino there in Vegas, friend of the program, over there on Fremont Street. And he tweets out, hey, Jeffrey Benson 12, who's the owner of the casino, how much more do I got to win till I shut down your guys' sports book? And I'll give you guys $1,000 discount for an early payment. Up 27-13, but it's already over.
When did he send this tweet? What was the time left in the game? I mean,
it was in the second half. Second half, and he had $200,000 to win 181, so minus 110 on the Ravens -1.
Tough beat. By the way, even my idiot friends who were not professional gamblers, we're actually some of the worst gamblers in the world. If you send a text out on a game that we're all on, calling it over before it's over, like we banish you from the group. Like it's rule 1 of 1 in gambling. So for a pro guy to do it, but I don't really know this dude, but it sounds like he likes to tell everyone how great he is. But still, I don't know how you do that. Like, dude, think how many more points were scored in that game. It's a 14-point game, by the way.
Yeah.
And the other side has Josh Allen. Like, I know the Ravens were looking good, but clearly far from done. Big boo-boo.
Big boo-boo. He was not
in most places.
He was not zoned in. He got ahead of himself, but our friends at Zone Nicotine, they're always zoned in, and I hope you are too. All right, well, moving on. We've been doing a lot of Ryder Cup talk the last several weeks. Rory McIlroy winning, leading into the Ryder Cup. And we are going to be there too with our friends at On Location. The teams are set. The countdown is on. We are officially in the final stretch before the 2025 Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black.
And with On Location, the official travel package provider of the PGA of America and the 2025 Ryder Cup, you can still lock in your spot for one of the most electrifying weeks in golf.
Here's the headline. We've got a Ryder Cup Plus Sunday daily ticket package that you do not want to miss. This includes your official ticket to Sunday's final day at Bethpage Black, entry to the International Pavilion hospitality space, and access to a special night event at 5 Irons Golf Grand Central location, where we will be there in person, hanging out and celebrating with fans.
But here's the deal. Sunday is the only day this full Ryder Cup Plus experience is available, and spots are extremely limited. If you want in, you've got to move now.
Can't make Sunday? No problem. You can still grab official Ryder Cup daily ticket packages for every competition day under the Ticket Packages tab on our Subpar page.
Head to onlocationexp.com/subpar today to explore all the options and secure your place at golf's ultimate showdown. Don't wait. The Sunday Ryder Cup Plus experience with us will sell out.
That's onlocationexp.com/subpar. See you at Bethpage.
Subpar is not directly affiliated with the PGA of America or the 2025 Ryder Cup. All packages are provided by On Location, the official travel package provider of the PGA of America and the 2025 Ryder Cup. Full details and policies available at onlocationexp.com.
Oh boy, here we go. We are getting close, Sleaze. I mean, we are 2 weeks away from the start of Ryder Cup week, like 18 days away from the opening session. It's coming, and we cannot wait to be there. But before then, it's time to make some money with our friends over at Fanatics Sportsbook. Make sure you go download the Fanatics Sportsbook and join along with us. The last 2 weeks we've done football. We are each 1-1. My SMU Mustangs, Sleaze. I mean,
Whoa,
holy
buddy.
crap.
Tough L.
Up 14 with 6 minutes to go on the Baylor Bears. Give up 2 touchdowns. We had a kick to win it in regulation, which would have covered the 2.5 point spread. I thought it was a lock. I mean, our man producer Mark said he turned it off, was on to the next game because he thought that one was cashing already. Tough beat, but I'm 1-1. But you picked up a victory with another massive point spread.
USD Trojans, shout out. They're on a mission right now to score 1 million points and show everyone they're underranked. So props to them, to the Beach Boys for getting it done.
All right, well, let's move on to our picks. We got several for you this week. We're going to do football. We're going to do our favorite golf bet, as well as an outright winner of the Procore Championship. And you can find this all at the Fanatics Sportsbook. For college football this week, Sleaze, not local. We got another team just down the road here, a couple hours in Tucson. The Arizona Wildcats are hosting the Kansas State Wildcats. Okay, K-State off to a tough start, 0-2, lost over in Ireland, just was big favorites and ended up losing again. Arizona's only given up a point. So Arizona -1 over K-State.
Okay. I think they did get a greasy win over North Dakota State, but they're close to being 0-3, by the way.
Okay.
Rough go for EMA right now. I'm going to stay in the enormous favorites category right now because I think there's another team on a mission. I also think they're maybe the second best team in football behind Ohio State right now. The Oregon Ducks, who just put a little 69-3 beating on Oklahoma State. No love lost there between those two coaches.
Shout out Hayden
They're only
Wood.
giving 27.5 to Northwestern, who, if you recall, week 1 went down to Tulane, got beat up 23-3. I think Oregon keeps doing what Oregon does, runs this thing up. I wouldn't be surprised to see them just pile on and keep piling on. Give me the Ducks -27 and a hook.
The Purple Cats.
Exactly. The Purple Cats.
Scott Harrington's Purple
secondary.
Cats.
They have to lease that purple from us.
All right. Well, let's move from some football to some golf picks. We're no longer on location. We just changed locations, but that's all good. A little change in scenery never hurt nobody. Let's get to our favorite golf bets of the week. Procore Championship. We got 10 of the 12 United States Ryder Cup players teeing it up this week out in Napa. Bryson DeChambeau's not playing for obvious reasons. Xander Schauffele, him and his wife just celebrated the birth of their first baby boy, so congratulations to him. He's going to be playing daddy and will not be out at the Procore, but he's going to be ready to go for the Ryder Cup. We're going to pick an outright winner here. And for me, I'm going with a guy who's been as hot as anybody on tour all season long. This is a golf course that's not the longest, pretty narrow fairways, can get really firm. You got to be a ball striker, great putter. He's going off at 15-1. Give me Russell Henley to bring it home.
I like that. I like that a lot. God, has he just become one of the most solid players on the planet. I'm going to go with the guy, Colt, that I believe was probably the last man in on the Ryder Cup, coming down to whether Keegan would play or not. It was one of, if not the best putters in the planet, and finished the year strong, 4th and 7th in his last 2 playoff events. Give me Sammy Burns with a big week heading into Bethpage.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Love me some Sam Burns. Also, by the way, Scotty Scheffler is plus 220 to win this week. I mean, just absurd.
Yeah, if you want a little more juice than that, you can bet the Rockies to beat the Dodgers.
Dodgers stink right now, too.
You get more return than the Scotty winning the golf tournament, that's crazy.
All right, moving on to our favorite bet of the week over at Fanatics Sportsbook. I'm going with a guy who I think has a lot to prove. A lot of people were hating on him getting picked for the Ryder Cup because his form has not been that great this season. And I think he's going to go out and play well on a golf course like Russell Henley should suit him very well. Length's not that big of an importance around here. Silverado is pretty short for PGA Tour standards, and he's not the longest guy. He doesn't hit it short by any means. He averages 297 yards off the tee. But give me Colin Morikawa to top 10 at plus 250.
Okay. That would be good. Get back on track. He's the one guy people were kind of pointing at. Maybe not in the best form going into Bethpage. Should be a good joint for him. I'm going to the world of amateur golf, Colt. A man Also high on the hog, coming off a dominating win at Cypress Point in the Walker Cup. No rookie to the PGA Tour, though. Give me Jackson Coyven, top 20, plus 220.
He's a stud, man. I like that a lot. I mean, it seems like he's top 20, and every time he tees it up out on the PGA Tour. Will he have enough left in the tank after being on the winning Walker Cup team? It doesn't have to travel far. Napa, not too far from Pebble Beach. So I like that a lot. But make sure you download the Fanatics Sportsbook app to follow along with us. Let's get to our interview this week. This one is a fun one, man. I've been waiting on this one for a while. I've gotten to know this guy a lot over this past summer, followed his group a lot out on the PGA Tour, and I just think the sky's the limit for this guy. He hits it 9 miles. He rolls the rock, and he's just a cool dude, man. Jake Knapp joins us on this week's Golf Subpar.
All right, we got one of the sweetest swingers in all the land with us here today. PGA Tour winner, one of Southern California's finest. Also shot 59 on the hardest golf course that it's ever been done on. Jake Knapp in the house. How we doing, brother?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having me. Happy to be
Of course.
Sleaze has like nightmares about PGA National. He thinks your 59, which it was incredible, is like the greatest round in the history of golf.
Yeah, I mean,
It might be.
I think if it was even a year ago, I think last year's course it would have been more impressive. Obviously, with the overseed, made it a tiny bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, the place is brutal. And that was, because I believe you did it in the morning, right?
I did.
Yeah. I woke up over here, turned on like PGA Tour Live, and it's like Jake Knapp's 10 under par through 13 holes. I'm like, what golf course do they have? Did they switch this up?
Well, that was crazy. Like, I think I was through 11 holes or something, and I was maybe 8 under, 7 under, and I had a 1-shot lead. Like, there were a bunch of guys going low. I mean, Daniel Berger, I think, lost a ball and shot.
He loves that
9
place.
under, 8 under, or something like
You
that.
you shoot like 1 under, you're like, oh, I'm climbing this leaderboard.
100%.
We spent the whole week on radio being like, this place is a bear. It's so hard. Oh, my God. Every shot you can make triple. And then we turn it on. And it's like minus 12. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Bones was out there. And even on like, I think he walked a few holes with me on the back 9. And I was like, this is eerie how calm it is. Like, I've never seen Florida where, you'll get it calm the first few holes. And you would feel like a little breeze pop up. And you're like, here comes the wind. And then 2 holes later, it's just flat, dead calm, perfect.
Yeah, that's not normal. But while we're on that subject, because you're not scared to go low. Obviously, I know PGA Tour players can go low, but I was looking this up today. You had 11 rounds of 65 or better this year on the PGA Tour. You had the 59. You also shot 61. What is it? Because not everyone has that gear where it's like, okay, I get 7 under through 11, I can keep going. But you, it's just like, here we go. Let's just go as low as we possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I get intimidated super easy by any second shot, or I'm never scared to hit it at a flag. And I think that's also why there's some times when I shoot 73 and 74. So I'm definitely not afraid to play, aggressive kind of attack golf. But, also I feel like I can shape the ball both ways pretty well. So if that stuff's dialed in, then, there's really not a pin I'm not going to take on. But like I said, at the same time, it's like knowing when to tone that back. And the days where it's not firing, let's just shoot 70 and keep ourselves in it.
That's those Canadian Tour days, dude. Learning to shoot low like that. I was looking at your wins up there. One of them was like 27, 26, 7.
That event just happened last week or something. Like that one, I won by.
Where was that?
It was in Minnesota, actually. Oh, the only one they have in the U.S. is Canadian Tour. Yeah.
It always confused me. I was in junior golf. I was down in like Barton Creek. They're like, oh, the Canadian Tour is coming here. I'm like,
we played in Mexico.
Like, hold on.
Literally.
Did you do those?
We didn't. We used to only ever go basically just west to East Coast, and then they threw in this random event in Minnesota, and they're awesome people. It was cool. It was the first year they ever had it there, but it was like a kind of a mixed match course. They were still building some of it, so like it was weird routing, but it was the ultimate. Like if you could carry it far, you were like taking bunkers out of play. You could hit it 30 yards in front of the green, kind of pitch and putt at times. So yeah, it was nice. I mean, I didn't play that great, and then on Friday I finished off my round eagle hole-in-one birdie or something.
That's good.
Or maybe
good
birdie
closing.
hole-in-one eagle. It was like, oh, now all of a sudden I'm in second place and we can go have a nice weekend.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of crazy runs like that, the Walker Cup's out at Cypress Point this week. Practice round today. Luke Poulter, Ian's kid, hooped it on the first and then made a hole-in-one on the third. Cypress.
Good start.
Whoa. Okay.
Into the hard holes.
We're going to play all 18 see how this stands out.
See how this, exactly.
Good start.
But speaking of keeping your foot on the gas, you recently hired Joe Greiner. And,
Yes.
the man can play some golf, by the way, as well. Today, Whisperock, he played in the group in front of me, had it 7 under through 15. Okay.
Upper, lower?
Lower. Made a couple bogeys coming home for 5 under, though, so you might need to help him with that part of the game. He got a little nervous, I think.
100%. I mean, I talked about it during the 59 because they were like, when did you start thinking about it? And I'm like, well, how many times have you been 5 under after 7 and you're 4 under after 14? You're like, what did I just do? And so I was like, I birdied the first 5 or whatever it was, and it was like, okay, course is obviously playing easy. We're just going to keep doing the same thing. Not going to like try and make birdies. We're just going to give ourselves chances, and if it happens, it happens. But yeah, there's too many times where it's gone that route.
Yeah,
There's
Joe.
a real chance for 58 too.
Yeah.
What'd you hit into 18?
6 iron.
Yeah, that was nice.
I laid that
I've
putt
done
up.
that.
That was like,
it
it had to be like, this is not going right just on the
100%.
surface to get the 59er.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I mean, it was like I think it was probably like a mid-90s number where it's 6 iron. I hit just over 200. So if I cut it, it's perfectly pin high. And then, went to a good spot, probably had like 20-ish, 25 feet above the pin. And it's the only kind of thing I have written in my book on that putt is like putting to the edge of that green or that water is fast. And so I was like, well, we're going to play it a little out there, but I don't really want 4.5 feet coming back uphill to shoot 59. So gave it somewhat of a run. And
You're so
that's
Lay
soft.
up for 59.
So
Yeah,
soft.
that was
that's
the only
nice.
soft shot I've hit all day. Do I think about it every now and then? Yeah, but like, would I feel way worse if I shot 60? For sure.
What do we at? Like 14 guys that have shot 59 on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I think
There's
15.
one that shot 58.
100%.
Could have been number 2.
Yeah, well, I still have faith.
It
in
wasn't a
I'll do
PGA.
it
I don't
later.
care how soft or how whatever, dude. It's still PGA. You still got to hit shots.
100%.
You must thought 75 was good at PGA
I
National.
was calling home. I was like, I found it.
Yeah,
I found it.
I remember seeing
Broke
Billy
40 on the front.
Horschel was getting like interviewed after or something like that, and he said he shot like 5 under, and he goes, all of a sudden it doesn't feel very good.
Yeah.
Like if you'd have told me this morning, I would have taken it all day long.
I mean, I obviously wasn't there this year. Sleeves wasn't, but just our history there. I mean,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
shot 5 over and finished 25th in that tournament.
For sure.
And so if
Yeah.
you go out there and you're like,
ended.
65, and you're not even going to be near the lead.
No, not going to sniff it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
That's-
Wonder why they did that. Was that more for like the resort play,
That's
you
for
think?
resort.
Or-
That's for other people to
I
play.
have to imagine. I mean, because I will say it's almost like both extremes. Like the Bermuda almost isn't fair sometimes when it's that grainy, and then if it rains a little bit, it's just nightmare fuel. But then now with the overseed, it just it felt like the defense was kind of gone.
I mean, the average Joe going out there, think of the pace of play.
Oh,
on that.
for
I mean,
sure.
it would be
I'm aware.
miserable.
100%.
I remember my rookie year going Thursday or Friday going to 17. And this is when they actually used back tees around there. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah.
2009. It was like 217 yards or something. We walked through the little tunnel there, and there are 2 other groups that hadn't even hit yet. And I watched 9 guys hit a shot, and 7 of them hit in the water. And I was like,
And the other 2 are on 18
yeah,
tees.
and this is the most terrifying shot
Then
I've
they
ever
hit
seen in my
their next
life.
one.
100%. I mean that's always kind of funky. It's kind of a bummer when like you have a hole like that and then they take a grandstand and they cover up the back tee box and you're just like, well, it's not that it's not a good hole with an 8 or a 7 iron, but it's a heck of a good hole with a 5 iron.
It's called the bear trap. It's supposed to be hard.
for sure.
It's
Yeah.
a monster.
Yeah.
A monster.
Stretch
But
that thing out. The kids these days have it so
I
much.
know, so soft, so soft. Let's stay on Greiner for a minute, though. Would you get
Yeah.
just one event under the bag?
Yep.
The playoff event?
Yep, just Memphis so far.
How surprised were you, or how did that kind of like come to be that Joe you ended up getting that job?
I always kind of, Preston and I talked about it, my agent, and we were like, I made him aware that I was like, I always had kind of a list of guys that if they become available, I'd be willing to at least have the conversation and see if they're interested or see if it'd be something they'd be interested in. And when Joe kind of became available, I was like, hey, I've known him for a long time. He's best friends with my old assistant coach in college, so I've been around him and I know who he is. I played with Max a few times last year. I've seen how he works and talks, and I was like, just like him. He's a good guy and seems like a very knowledgeable caddy. And yeah, it was just, he had opportunities obviously to go other places. And so we kind of talked for a few weeks, and then he gave me the call saying he'd be excited to work for me. And now, looking forward to next season with him.
Man, caddied you right out of the top 50. Way to go, Joe.
I know. Well, a real hot start. A real hot start.
God damn.
I want to talk about the top 50 because it's crazy since these signature events have come about, like how important that is. I mean, you
Yeah.
finished 55th this year. You're in a great spot, but that top 50 number, just for the people at home that don't know, like how important is that, considering there's now 9 signature events
Yeah.
in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, they got rid of Mexico, which I'm not happy about, and then added another signature event. So, I
Oh,
mean,
that's a
by the
double
way-
shitter.
Yeah.
It's at Doral. Get in that one because it helps to hit it really far there.
Yeah. There's, I mean, hopefully I'll, keep inside the top 60 going into next year. So I'll be into AT&T and Genesis. So that'll be good. But yeah, I mean, the top 50 is huge. I mean, not only for planning out your schedule, because then you really get to pick and choose what you're playing and not. You can kind of get into a weird place if you do play well. Not that it's a bad thing, but then you're stuck in between, well, do I take a regular week off or do I play 7 in a row because now I'm into this elevated event? So it's a lot more difficult. And not to mention, if you can just play halfway decent in like 2 or 3 elevated events, it's ridiculous what it does. I mean, now they've changed the point structure and you get a lot of points if you just finish like top 12 or whatever it is. So I mean, a 10th or an 11th in an elevated event is like finishing 3rd in a regular event. So
I know you played 4 of them this year, but and it feels like you've been out on the PGA Tour a lot longer than you have. Like you've played 50 career events. Like it's really not that much. But do you like how this schedule is shaping out and everything?
Not really. No.
Yeah, I haven't heard one person.
I don't know that anybody does other than the top 10 dudes in the world that seem to be calling the shots. Like, do this, shrink everything, more money.
Yeah.
I think
let the rest of them figure it out.
You let 200 tee it up and Scotty'd be like, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's wrong. I think that like the good players are the good players and the guys who aren't. It's just like, I think sometimes it just, you have the one guy who maybe played his way into an elevated event and then kind of backdoors like a 7th place finish and all of a sudden they're 11th on the points list and you're like, what the heck just happened? So I don't know. I don't think there's like a perfect system. I don't think we've quite found that. And I think that's why it's changing so much year to year. I just think we got to like almost look at it and just revamp everything and really look at what we're doing.
It's just hard to keep up for everyone too. Like fans and stuff are asking me, I'm like, actually, I don't know. I think they just changed that. But being a guy that was on the bubble, going into St. Jude, is that the closest feeling resembling Q school, you think now, just where that 50 number, what that 50 number gets?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's like, it's strange. And we talked about it at the beginning of the week with Joe and everything. It's like, this is probably the only tournament all year that you're like, okay with not winning.
Yeah.
Like
weird.
It's like the only event where you're like, 15th is great this week just because of what it does for you the following year. And, I hadn't been hitting my irons all that well towards the end of the year. And unfortunately that course is just like a mid-iron on every single hole. And so it just kind of outed me on that. But yeah, I mean, it's a totally different mindset going into that week. Cause like, you don't really think about the 50 number cause it can even change so much based on who's tied with who and all that sort of stuff. But, if anything about that week is I hate the fact that it's 4 times points. Cause like last year I was 57 or 8 going into that event. And if it wasn't 4 times points, I finished top 50. And this year it was the exact same thing. And I'm like, it's not really a season long race if you're just going to make it about, same thing in my opinion about the Tour Championship. It's not a season long race. If it just comes down to who wins the final event. Like it's just not. Yeah, it's not what it is.
That's another thing they need to clarify. Are we a playoff? Are we season long? What are we doing here?
Do we just care about excitement around one event, or do we care about rewarding who played the best for an entire season?
If you're going to keep season long race on there, you can't say Tommy Fleetwood's your FedEx Cup champion.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and like there's one guy, and it was over before it started.
And there's going to be some years where, like, if you want to do the season long thing, that it's not going to be that exciting come down the stretch. And that's okay. Like, it can still be exciting as to who wins the golf tournament.
They did that, and then they changed it to where if you were in the top 5 going into the Tour Championship and you won, you won the FedEx Cup. I'm fine with that.
For sure.
That makes it exciting, and I'm fine with giving out 2 trophies at East Lake.
For sure.
Because that's a season-long race. Like, it's okay. I mean, I always bring up the example of one of the years Rory McIlroy won. He went into a playoff with Kevin Chappell and Ryan Moore, and Dustin Johnson was number 1 going in. And if Chappie or Ryan Moore won that playoff, DJ wins the FedEx Cup. If Rory wins, he wins it.
Yeah.
And so DJ's sitting there just no control watching these 2 guys. And I thought that makes it exciting.
For sure. Yeah. I think that whole like season long thing is just it doesn't make sense at the moment.
Yeah, I think just give 2 different things. Like, here's our season long winner. Scotty, you won everything. Here's all the trophies, all the money. We're starting a playoff now. And you're at 0 and you're at 0 and you're at 0 and we're gonna have a playoff race.
Well, I think that would be even better. It's like, let's not just have it be about 1 week. Let's make, the FedEx Championship, whatever, like those final 30 guys, let's have them play 4 weeks and reset the points list. And let's just, even then, I don't think it's that great. I still think it should be like a season long, because now you're just saying that, like, hey, we know you played really well on the West Coast, but like, that doesn't matter.
I was laughing. I played with Rom today, and 2 holes in, he's like, all you PGA Tour people say our points race sucked. How was this? I was like, whoa. I said they both suck. Yeah. Don't bring me into this.
I mean, it's tough. Like, no matter what decision you make, some people aren't going to like it, and that just is what it is, too.
We're going to take a break from Jake Knapp to tell you about Shady Rays. If you're serious about your golf game, your vision on the course matters. That's where Shady Rays Golf Collection comes in. They're designed specifically for golf with color-enhancing lens tech that helps you read green sharper, track the ball faster, and spot breaks and contours you'd usually miss. They are lightweight, engineered for glare reduction, and have a comfort fit, so you'll stay dialed even on long rounds. And here's the best part. If you lose or break them, Shady Rays will replace them. Seriously. This is more than just eyewear. It's a performance upgrade. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use code SUBPAR for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Now back to Jake Knapp. So looking at your game, you're taking some time off right now. You said a little clear mentally, let the body rest up. Going into next year, what parts of your game do you want to improve the most?
Iron play, for sure. I think I started to drive it really well the second half of the year and wedge it really well. I putted well all year. I think iron play was the one that was like, some weeks it was unconscious and then some weeks it was non-existent. So just trying to make that more consistent.
How hard is it with your speed for like the short iron, the tweener shot, when you're taking something off or because I watch you swing and it's like you have one of the swings that everyone looks at is like, I want that swing. Yeah. But it's got so much speed when you have the little tweeners. What do you do to that? Is that something that you like struggle with or have something that you do to when you need to hit those? Not
really. I think if anything, where I struggle the most is I try to hit too many different shots, if anything, rather than just having like, here's my stock number, stock swing, stock shape. I try to manipulate and move the ball too much and be too perfect all the time rather than it's like, hey, if it fits my pattern and it fits what I'm doing, great. Like that's when I can be aggressive. And when it doesn't, let's hit it in the middle of the green and I'm a good putter. So like maybe we roll in a 30-footer and if not, go on to the next hole. So I think just being a little bit more, trying not to be so perfect, being a little bit more mature and just being able to, recognize when the course is setting up well for me, when it's not, and then just taking advantage when I get my opportunities.
So it kind of, the way you describe your game, it reminds me a lot. Obviously your swing looks much different, but the way you just shape the ball and the way you see things, it reminds me of Bubba Watson.
Yeah.
A lot. Is that someone you watched growing up or anything? Or was there someone you idolized growing up that you wanted to play golf the way they do?
I mean, Tiger, obviously. And like
Charlie thinks your swing's better.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Tiger, maybe you could work with Jake.
Shit, literally. Seriously. I don't know. I mean, I think watching how much he shaped the ball, obviously that just, in my head growing up, I was like, I need to be able to hit every single golf shot. I need to be able to hit all 9 windows at all times. And then like, I get into tournaments, I start to hit a lot of kind of like choppy cuts just because I know it like fits into a window a little bit better than when I hit big draws and that sort of thing. But I don't really try to like move it a ton like Bubba does or do something like that. But, if the pin was on the left, I'd try to start at the middle and draw it. And if it was on the right, I'd try to start in the middle and cut it. And so, I started to go away from that with driver. I started to pretty much just hit kind of little push fades most of the time. And every once in a while, if it sets up for everything perfect, hit a draw. But, same reason why with mini driver, I just kind of hit that little like bullet cut. It's like, just gets in play. So kind of treat my iron play the same way.
That one you hit, I can't remember what day it was, but 18 at 3M, you just hit a missile down there off that.
Yeah.
That's a scary tee shot too.
For sure.
Especially with like wind hard off the left.
Yeah, that was Sunday.
I think it was like 36 feet was its apex. It was so sick.
That's been a good shot to have. Especially because there's a few times a year where like, all right, I need to actually hit the sing high and have it land soft. But for the most part, it's like, okay, this can land in between 230 and 300. It just needs to end up in that 290 to 300 range. And so, the low shot just to me has always felt way more controlled. And I feel like, watching Tiger when I was younger, it was just like, he wasn't an amazing driver of the golf ball his entire career, but he hit that stinger certain places. And you're like, it's kind of nice. Just kind of lands 250, rolls forever, goes down the middle. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one to have.
I have to do that with driver, but whatever.
Well, when you swing, what do you swing? 124, I think, is like your average club. How much more do you, like, what percent is that? Or I guess like just how much more do you got in the tank if you wanted to actually let one go? Because like watching you, it looks like, I'm like, dude, he's trying to go slow. And then it pops up, it's like 123. And I'm like, God damn.
I mean, usually like on the range, if I'm just hitting stock drivers, it's like 126, 127. And then like 130, 31 is probably the fastest I'll ever really get to on course.
Saw a video of one. I don't know if it was at Torrey maybe or something. Somebody video. Like, let one go.
It was at Ohio State during Corn Ferry. Yeah.
Oh, that was on Corn Ferry days. Yeah. Yeah, like 131 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's usually like the fastest I'll get on course, but that takes like all the right things.
I know you're a fitness freak. You work out in the gym a lot. It's well documented. But the speed stuff, are you in the gym doing stuff based around speed, or is this just like big fella upstairs gave me something.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more. It's just something I was kind of gifted with, fortunately. I always hit it far for my size, and then I grew a bunch like my junior in high school. So then I just started hitting it far in general. And then now it's been a matter of like, how do I let speed not be my weakness, basically, and not kind of work against me? So knowing when to use it, knowing when I can kind of let one go. Because, I mean, there's, it's funny when you listen to some of the commentary or something, they're like, oh, I wish he would just let it go more, this and that. And it's like, well, it's not for no reason. I mean, like distance is still kind of, like speed and everything, dispersion is a cone. So, I mean, the farther I hit it, the farther it can go offline. And, there's weeks where I'm timing it up and swinging fast and it goes forever. But, I mean, for the most part in the gym and all that stuff, I kind of do like pretty basic strength training and just make sure that I'm strong throughout and just make sure I don't get slower, basically.
Who would be a guy?
Don't let that happen. It'd be fucking miserable.
I watched this video with you recently, and it sounded like you do a lot of your stuff maybe in your room or at the hotel gym. Are you in the tour trailer quite a bit as well?
Yeah. I mean, to warm up before rounds, I'm always in the trailer. Like, I'm usually there 3 hours before a tournament round.
Give me a guy on the PGA Tour that, like, I think most of the listeners will be surprised is in the fitness trailer quite a bit.
Sung Jae.
Yes.
Twice a day, every day.
Love Sung Jae.
Really?
Yeah.
God, man.
That
Playing
boy-
every week too.
That boy works.
No shit.
Yep. He
That's
is in there.
good.
He's I see him every time. We always say what's up and kind of chit chat a little bit, but he's in there literally twice a day, pretty much every day. Doesn't matter what event.
All right, now give us the guy that's never in there.
Quite a few.
Who is
Quite a lot.
Who is everyone?
Who is everyone?
No.
I don't know.
It's funny though. Like you
That
talk,
thing's gotten nicer though too. It hasn't gotten like bigger and stuff.
dude.
I mean, it's like first class.
I mean, it's tough. I will say the one thing about elevated events or some of the playoff event, for example, like when you go in those weeks and there's only 50 guys or 70 guys in the field, like that trailer is empty. When you have two sims spread out through a long time, like you have 2 or 3 guys in there at any given time. If you have, especially Amex and or Torrey is the worst one. I mean, you have 40 guys teeing off within like a 30-minute window.
Yeah.
So you have, 12 guys trying to warm up in this little trailer. I mean, it's impossible.
you wouldn't believe. I mean, this was just your second year out there.
Yeah.
I mean, so since I quit 5 years ago, how crazy it is now. I mean, those trailers are twice as wide now.
Yeah.
So much more space. Now they got this whole recovery thing.
Yeah,
this
the recovery tent's pretty awesome.
cold plunges and saunas.
Yeah.
That's
It's
set up every Monday.
Doesn't Justin Rose travel with? Doesn't he have his own?
His RV.
RV is
It's
a
like a
recovery
whole.
RV.
It's the whole shit,
It's a
right?
recovery
Yeah.
RV.
Like infrared, steam, cold plunge.
Yeah, I think he's
all
got
this stuff.
everything in there.
He's got the
That's
bike
nice.
with the mask and everything on.
Oh, the
CO2
Bane
stuff
man.
and
Yeah.
everything.
We need
Yeah.
to befriend
Nuts.
Justin Rose and just skip the line. With all these other.
That's
He's
when
the
you
guy.
know you're
Schmucks.
rich. You got your just
Yeah.
RV just
It just
still
follows me
recovering.
around. I
Yeah.
fly and then it follows behind me.
100%.
Give me your favorite stop on tour that's not a major.
Torrey Pines.
I had a feeling you're gonna say that.
Good yard
Yeah.
for you, huh?
Yeah.
That was like
it's just-
your rookie year. I was gonna ask you, like, you came out. You contended at Torrey, right? Like
Finished third,
and then
yeah.
2 more weeks, then you win in Mexico. It's like you spent so long to get to the PGA Tour, grinded, did all the shit, injuries, and then 5 weeks in, you've won. Did that
Yeah.
was that like a holy shit moment, or was that just vindication? Like, I knew I was this good, I just had to get here.
I mean, a little bit of both. I think I knew that like the PGA Tour fit my style a lot better than Korn
Yeah.
Ferry or some of these other tours. So, and then to be honest, what I did on Korn Ferry to get, what I felt helped me the most was I kind of starred, since I'd been out there and played all the events, I starred like 5 or 6 events that fit my game. And I was like, these are my majors. So like Ohio State and all these different events. And sure enough, those events I finished like, top 10, I think, in all of them except one. And so I was like, okay, like that obviously helps. I'm just trying to like prime for those weeks. So I did the same thing on tour. I was like, I know Torrey Pines is good for me. I basically looked at like where Tony Finau and some of the other guys had played well in the past. I knew Mexico fit well in 3M and some of these events. And Mexico, I remember watching, props to Finau on YouTube, but I watched every single shot he hit in Mexico for like months leading up to that event. And so when I got out there and I felt like I was having like deja vu all week, just like already knew how to play the course. But yeah, I mean, Torrey I knew super well. I know I love that place. It's just my favorite place to walk around. And then Mexico, I mean, you kind of have to try and miss a fairway out there for the most part. So just tried to work on my irons and get those dialed in. And I had a great ball striking
Like
week.
1, 8, and 10.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 tee shots.
One's got the lake.
Well, one's
One's kind of tough.
yeah.
Yeah,
I got
Especially as
10.
the first tee shot.
I mean, 10 is narrow. Normally the wind's whipping off the left.
Yeah, 10 stinks just because it's like you can like lay back and water's still kind of in play, but then you have 250 in for your second shot, and that's not super ideal. And like number 8 isn't all that appealing. It's like dogleg right with water all down the right side. But I mean, it's a
for the most part, you can
fairway.
ship it around there. And what a resort that is, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It's massive.
Cool. We covered it the first year. I think they had it. We stayed right there where y'all's like player dining is, or not where there's like the little lounge. Okay. And then you take the boat across. Yeah. Rooms there, some of the nicest rooms I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they put me in a good spot last year. That's why I'm bummed not to go back. I was like,
now that's gone.
Yeah.
That's shit.
They take
That's one with the
such good care of
pools.
you.
They all have their own little pool on the balcony.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a nice perk.
That's a nice. I didn't even think about that though when we talked about it, but for you especially, a guy with just elite speed and like you have other strengths, but that's something that people just can't do. Come off the Corn Ferry Tour where dude, like, I mean, there's courses when I was playing, I was like, I couldn't hit drivers and I hit fractions of what you hit. Like that's hard to do when you don't even get to utilize that.
For sure. That's where like, you know, I felt like it, you know, it was a benefit having the 2 years out there and not playing well because I knew what I, you know, kind of struggled with and what was holding me back. And so I was like, okay, I need to become a much better wedge player. And then I need to just never miss a fairway when I check down and hit 3-wood or 2-iron or whatever it is. And so just kind of worked on those things. And I never won out there. I just finished top 10 half the time. So it was just like, I'm just going to go try to shoot 4 and 5 under every single day. And like, if I have a chance to win, great. Like winning the Corn Ferry Tour, sure, that's awesome. But like, that's not the end goal. It's just to move on, get onto the PGA Tour and then take advantage from there.
You got to go low out there. There was a 9 under par swing cut in Texas this year.
Yeah.
Par 71.
What was it?
Texas Rangers Club, probably.
Yeah, Texas Rangers, the Veritex. Great bank.
Oh, yeah, Veritex.
Great bank, by the way.
Fantastic bank if you're looking to bank.
Par 71, you shoot 67, 67.
Yeah, bogey free.
And I'm heading home.
Peace.
I mean, it's just nuts. And that's, that's the Corn Ferry Tour in a nutshell.
Before we get back to Jake Knapp, all right, hey, everyone. I wanted to take a minute and thank one of our sponsors, Carlisle Companies. Look, I know these guys at Carlisle. I'm good friends with their CEO, and they are doing some pretty cool and innovative things around energy efficiency for homes and commercial buildings. They also help contractors get more out of their labor. I'm just super pleased that Carlisle is a sponsor of our show. Here's a stat for you. Nearly 40% of all energy consumption in the U.S. comes from buildings. 40%. So to reduce energy usage and our energy bills, we've got to make buildings more energy efficient, and that's what Carlisle does. And they do it in really cool ways. For example, Carlisle recently launched a cutting-edge new insulation that's made from recycled blue jeans. That's right, blue jeans. It's called Ultra Touch Insulation. Ultra Touch is readily available at the Home Depot, and it's safe to handle and easy to install. Carlisle's Ultra Touch makes insulation easy. And not only does it save you money, but it also keeps about 20 million pounds of old blue jeans out of our landfills. I know when you think blue jeans, you're probably thinking how you wish yours fit better. But you should be thinking Carlisle. Ultra Touch recycled denim insulation from Carlisle. Learn more at carlisle.com. Now back to Jake Knapp. I know you're big into Call of Duty. Where do you think your Call of Duty game ranks in the professional golf world? I know like Harold Varner's big into it. A lot of guys are.
Minwoo loves it, doesn't he?
I'm up there. Yeah, Minwoo's good.
Do you play with him?
I'm probably we actually exchanged numbers earlier this year and said we'd play this off season. So yeah,
he's too busy with Bieber and everything running around.
Yeah, dude, he's
a famous boy. He's got a lot going on.
He's blowing up. So, do you want to throw out your, what is it called? Tag?
My gamer tag?
Yeah.
It's some form of nap time, I think.
Yeah. All right, like search that and play
exactly.
with Jake.
What other guys on tour play quite a bit that you know
of? That I know of. I know there's some caddies that do. I know like David Pellicutis plays, Kaiser plays. I think Xander will play every once in a while and stuff. But it's a good question. I don't know how many guys on tour actually play. I feel like, there's probably some like sneaky guys that do, but I'm not really sure.
Do you travel with it? Or do guys travel? Are there guys? I mean, go in like 6 week stretch for one of these young kids that's always done it. Like
for sure. I tried to. I used to like travel with a laptop and bring a controller and do that thing, but I was like, this isn't good. I was like, I already don't have time for anything on the road. Like the last thing I should be doing is staying up late, especially all my friends live on the West Coast.
Quick and be like, oh, I tee off at 8:30.
Literally. So like I just, when I come home, I play at night. And that's it. I use it as a social thing, just kind of talk with my buddies.
There is one person I need you to play with so I can get the real assessment of his game because he tells me he's great, and it's Siwoo. Okay. Siwoo loves Call of Duty.
He's good.
He drinks Red Bull all night, plays Siwoo, plays Call of Duty.
Roommate.
I love that.
Never in the gym.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay.
At the PGA Championship, he was in one of the final groups on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Sunday he's on the range. I'm like, what'd you do last night? He's coffee, dinner, 2 Red Bulls, Call of Duty, 2 a.m. And I was like, what? He's like, family not here. This is vacation. I was like, you're the third to last group at a major, dude.
That is unreal.
He's the best.
You're a health freak. What's his little formula that he had where he took like
Red Bull and Advil PM.
Yeah, he combined.
Come on.
At the players or something.
Yeah, on the
Just to level him out?
Yeah.
I think
He goes,
just to
sometimes
trick his body into not knowing what to do.
Yeah, he had this. He's calmed it down some, but he would have 3 coffees before noon or 1.
Okay.
And then after 1, he would switch to Red Bull and have 3 the rest of the day. I'm like, oh my God. Sleaze was so excited. He's like, someone drinks.
I told you
more
I
I
was
want to see his
normal.
resting
Told you.
heart rate.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
incredible.
We're out
But
there.
he says he'll have a Red Bull and just go to bed.
Yeah. I mean, some of those people, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of one of those people. Like, I used to take pre-workout at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, work out,
stuff.
and just fall asleep at 11. No problem.
Yeah, but he
that
sat,
stuff is gas.
He sat in that chair right there, and he was like, if I don't have enough caffeine, I get headache, so I take Advil PM. I'm like, you can take regular Advil.
Yes.
But
100%.
he goes, then caffeine gets me too high, so PM brings me back down. He's a genius.
Is
I
this
mean-
like a seesaw or a teeter-totter?
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's just leveling himself out all the time. I'd love to see him wear like a whoop or an Aura ring or something like that.
Can't imagine why the worst part of his game is putting.
It just
shakes the whole
shaking.
And he's angry all he's just breaking shit.
I think
he's
we
the
played
best.
together at Memphis, if I'm not mistaken.
He's all time.
He's my favorite.
He's the best.
He's
Like,
all
my
time.
favorite.
Off time right now. We're talking about Call of Duty, but what do you do? Are you do you put them away? Are you one of those guys, or do you just
I'm trying to
kind
this
of
year.
dabble still?
Yeah, I'm trying to this year. I'm trying to fully. I put it away for 2 weeks now. Just full,
So what have you been
haven't
doing?
touched them.
How do you kill time?
I mean, this time of year is when you got all your different like sponsor stuff and things like that. So I've been kind of running around, doing different meet and greets and things and whatnot, but not a whole lot. Like I've been back in California for the most part, just hanging out with family and friends, cleaning up the house, doing that sort of thing. Work out in the middle of the day. Some of my buddies come over and do that. And I have a gym in the garage there. And then came back here and I'm starting some construction on my place here. So hopefully get that sorted out so I can actually enjoy it this off season.
What are we doing to the crib?
Redoing as of now the kitchen and the master bath as of right now.
Oh, nice. Treat yourself.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
Gotta
100%.
live like a king. You want to play like a king.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get you a big jacuzzi.
One last thing before we get to the E9. I feel like the golf world really they embraced your story and loved your story once they found out you were. Some people said a bouncer at a nightclub.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a little aggressive because I know
Yeah.
the bar it was, but you're a security guard.
Yeah.
Give me like the wildest situation you ever found yourself in at the bar as a security person.
Yeah.
The wildest, I'd say, like 2 different ones. I mean, both kind of similar stories. Basically, had this group that, like, you can tell kind of when certain groups come in, and you're like, okay, this is probably a crew we're gonna have to keep our eye on.
Yeah.
And so,
What is it that tips you off about those?
I mean, they just come in a little too rowdy, especially in like, that place. Like, we had a DJ and like bottle service and whatever. But these guys are just kind of like walk into the corner of the bar. They're just loud and like 7 or 8 dudes. And we went over to check on them, just to be like, hey guys, like just cool it a little bit. And they were great at first, and then towards the end of the night, they started like kind of pushing and shoving people or whatever. I'm like, okay, like we're gonna have to ask them to leave. And like, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, so usually I would go over first, de-escalate the scenario, talk to him a little bit, and just see if we can do this calmly, while like my boss and the other bigger guys would stand behind me. And one of the guys legitimately, I was like, all right, like unfortunately it's time to go. We're gonna be closing soon anyway. And he was holding the beer bottle, and he just straight up took the beer bottle, shattered it on the table, and was just like,
I'm gonna stab you.
we're not leaving. And I was like,
Yeah, sure. Can I get you anything?
sure. Yeah. I was like,
You need another
absolutely.
beer, actually.
And so like my boss at the time lives for that kind of stuff. So he was just like, I'll step in now. I'll
Yeah.
take care of this.
Oh my God.
So that was one of the ones where I was like, oh man, heart's going to start racing a little bit now. I was like, I'm not sure if I really want to be caught up in this scenario.
I need to start making more putts.
Yeah, 100%. We're not going to be
It's
here
nice
much
when
longer.
you got backup though. When you got Big Diesel behind
yeah.
you, you'd be like, oh okay.
Yeah, my boss
Stab
is,
him.
Yeah, my boss is awesome. He played in the NFL actually for a couple years, kind of like practice squad stuff. But he's big white dude and just yoked and not somebody you mess with. And we had this other guy named Alpha, so you can imagine how
Good
what his
thing.
size was. Yeah,
How'd he
and
get
I was
it?
like, meet my friends. They'll take care of it from here.
That's so you never had to punch anyone in the face or anything.
No, I was lucky. I got to
There's still
stay
time
away from that.
You're
Yeah.
looking to kill time in the
don't
offseason.
do
Yeah,
that.
You
absolutely.
might get back
Yeah.
in the game.
I need my hands. They did a good job.
True.
Once my boss found out I was legitimately good at golf, he protected me at all costs, which is pretty cool.
I like
That's
that.
nice. Brass knuckles.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Did you wear the extremely tight black T-shirt that said security on the back?
I
Good
didn't.
question.
I didn't. I went with the XL look. Hopefully, it made me look a little bit bigger.
Oh, yeah, you get padded a little.
I think
Yeah.
you should have worn the small.
Yeah,
This is-
100%.
I thought they only made small.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some guys that went that route. I try to stay away from that look.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, I have
E9?
one bounce question in there. It's not bounce, but
Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
E9?
E9.
All right. We never can figure out which question we want to go with first, but I want to do this one. Movie made about the life of Jake Knapp. Who you picking to play you?
I'm going to go Ryan Reynolds.
Golly. Okay. Likes himself a little bit.
I think he's hilarious.
He is hilarious.
Nonstop.
You need like a California bro type
True.
dude. You know what I mean? For you. There's this dude on Instagram. Do you know his name? His name's Chad. And he's always talking about preach, ultimate preach for stuff.
100%.
That's him. Bring his ass.
He goes
He's
into
awesome.
like city council meetings and says they need a statue of Britney Spears.
Yeah, exactly. It talks about ragers at his boy's house on the beach and shit, just wasting time. It's the best.
That's so true. Oh my God. I would love that.
I have one, and it's mostly because of the stash. And
Okay.
this would be like if this person like got a makeover and cleaned it up, but David Spade
Fair.
as Joe Dirt, but like we're gonna be Joe Clean.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna clean
yeah.
this
100%.
thing up a little bit.
Yeah. Post like moving out to LA and
Yeah.
cleaning him up just a little bit.
Brandy would
Yeah,
love
Joe Clean.
I like that.
Oh my God.
You got me started off here, Sleaze?
Yeah, fire it.
Okay. So you spend part of your time here, part of your time in California.
Mhm.
Remember at Whisper Rock, a little
Yep.
place called Mesa Verde.
Yep.
Which place has more sandbaggers?
I haven't played with enough members at Whisper Rock to say Whisper, so I'll tally that one on for Mesa Verde.
And you play with the good golfers
especially
that
based
Whisper
on your
too.
story.
You don't get into. You're not in the fifth flight catching 15 shooting 76.
Gotta watch out for those
Yeah.
fellas out there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, I need to know this. The story of your first tattoo.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
So I mean, I grew up like my parents are not tattoo people. Nobody has any tattoos. So it was very like, if I got one, I was going to be disowned. And so my dad was like, as long as you live under this roof, that's not happening, whatever. So when I first moved out, I don't know how long I waited, but it was not very long, and went out and got my first tattoo. And it's a tattoo, it wraps around my thigh. And it's basically because the idea was like, well, if I don't like tattoos or they suck or they hurt or whatever too much, like I need it in a place where like it can be at least hidden for the rest of my life. And so sure enough, I got it up here. It wraps all the way around. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It took like 6 hours. My phone was dead. It does not feel good to get like the inner thigh and your hamstring tattooed.
That's tough.
And yeah, so it's the pattern that used to wrap around like the inside of the gym that I grew up going to.
So it's like a test tattoo. Like, see if
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
and
and
if
then
I
it's
don't.
Like scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? Because I have 0.
That's
and
right
I don't
up by
plan on
the
getting
crank
it.
region.
I've
It's gotta be sensitive.
I've definitely realized I have a pretty high pain tolerance based on that. I think certain areas like an 8 or a 9, but it doesn't last super long. But I mean, it's really just like, I don't know. It can get like kind of warm. Like that's kind of the thing. Your body's in like fight or flight mode and you can't move. So I think that's like the uncomfortable part. But once you get used to it, it's honestly kind of soothing.
You got quite a few. How many hours do you think you've spent in the chair?
How many hours?
You
Yeah,
said
how many
that
you
took
got?
6. You got a big one on your back.
Yeah, I got the left half of my back
Yeah.
like almost done. I got my chest pretty much done. This one on my leg. I don't know.
Are you
I
going
probably,
full mural on the back? Or are you going both sides?
No, I'm just doing one side. Upper left half and lower right half is my
Balance the shit out. Smart.
yeah, kind of my goal in mind.
That's what I
I don't know how many hours. I mean, I realistically, I've like 2 days on my shoulder. I have 2 days on my chest. Probably 3 days, 4 days on my back.
Damn.
But I mean, a
3 days?
day is like
What's a day?
A day's like 6 hours ish usually.
You got to want
Like,
it.
yeah.
I've seen a few of these NFL dudes with the whole mural that are now just getting put under. And they got like 6 people working
You can't
on
do
them.
that. I think that's cheating.
Tough. Dak did it, I think.
Yeah.
No, somebody just did it. Some NFL player they just showed. He had 5 guys working on him at once
yeah.
in his whole back.
I think there's like
just
an
saw it.
experience.
He's got the empty Super Bowl ring, like waiting to win a Super Bowl.
Really?
Who is it? Yeah. Anyways,
It'll come to me, but
I
yeah.
don't know. It's kind of cool. Like you find, like I've worked with a few different artists. The guy I work with now is awesome. I'm going to see him in a couple weeks, and he's just like, he's a golfer. He's a cool dude. Like he might come out here in a month or something. We'd play some golf together, and he, I don't know. It's cool. Like you just sit there and you talk with him, and sometimes I'll put on a show and he'll put in headphones and just go to work for 3 hours. But
they're addicting though, right? Like once you
For
get
sure.
one, like it gives you your fix, and then you're like, I need another one.
Yeah.
So how many are we done?
no, I mean, like the thing is, I don't have a lot of room anymore to
Get
get
a
any that
sponsorship
aren't
and tell
covered.
them I'll tat it.
Yeah, exactly.
For the right number.
I talked to him, it was like PXG, dude. We'll just put that thing.
Oh,
I think I'd probably have to pay Bob, but
Kaboom, baby, down the forearm.
Yes.
I think it's different. I
Bam.
think golf's still old school. Like, I also don't want to be labeled as the guy that's like, oh, it's the guy with that tattoo on his arm. Like, I don't really know if I want that. So all mine in normal clothes, you know, I mean, yeah, they peek out a little bit, but they're not in your face, which I kind of like.
Class act.
I like that.
Yeah.
Classy guy.
All right. I need to hear about, you mentioned Torrey Pines is your favorite golf course or favorite stop on tour. I believe that was your first professional event.
Yep.
Torrey Pines. How'd the first tee shot go?
The one in 2015.
I believe that's the one we were referring to.
Yeah. So I Monday qualified when I was in college, my junior year. First tour event, super excited. I'm going off, I think it's now number 1 on North. And so it's it has to be probably the easiest first tee shot you could ever imagine for a first tee shot in a tour event in your life. There's no trouble for 200 yards either direction. There's one fairway bunker and like one tree in the left rough. And the play was just to hit like, hey, let's just hit 2-iron, leave ourselves like a 9-iron in. My brother's on the bag, and I'm playing with Justin Thomas when he's a rookie, funny enough. And so I think I'm going last. They announced first guy, he hits. I can feel myself starting to get a little nervous at this point. And then they announced, you know, Justin, whoever was second. And at this point, I'm like, oh man, like heart's really racing. You know, like this is getting pretty real. And I had 2-iron in my hand. At the time, I went driver, 2-iron. No other wood.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to go super well. And so I literally reached into my bag and I grabbed driver. My brother's just looking at me like, what are you doing? Like driver, like you can't hit driver, but it's like, why, like, what are you doing? And I was like, that face is so small right now. Like I need the biggest thing I can hit with no hosel, and let's get off this first tee shot and get out of here. And you hit this like low quack hook in the rough, hit it up around the green, chipped it up to 8 feet, made par, and I was like, nice. Now
we're good.
Now we can calm down.
Yeah, 2-iron.
Yeah.
No, first tee shot. I mean, even like, you know, I think that's why they should make driver heads even now smaller. Like driver now is the easiest club to hit. They should make that thing.
If you're nervous,
tiny.
tee it up and send it.
100%. Yeah.
I used to hate, I mean, not that it happened very often, but like 3-wood off the first hole. I was like,
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I'm going to sky this, thin
Literally.
it.
3-wood's the absolute. I'd way rather a 2-iron than a 3-wood.
Yeah.
There's a chance. Yeah.
Joe and I were joking around at Memphis because I like to hit, when I hit mini driver, I like to hit a low cut. And so at Memphis, that first tee shot's like a slight right to left.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, you want to hit it just kind of like over the corner on the left. And I'm like, and I hit the fairway every day. I hit like a high cut right down the middle. And I was like, you know, if there's one fairway out here that you said you're going to hit 4 days, like it's probably not this one. Like same as 18. 18 hit it right down the middle every single day. I even hit driver one day. And I was like, I just don't know if this is the one I would have picked. But like, you know, that's golf. It's just
Yeah,
weird.
remember we used to play Tigers AT&T National, whatever, at Congressional. And you just always prayed not to start on number 10 because it was like a 215 par 3 over water.
Yeah.
Like 7:05 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, can I please hit a hybrid or something?
Part 3 starts tough.
great.
Yeah, par 3 is not. Yeah. That's a bad way to go.
What's your record on Rubik's Cube, completing a Rubik's Cube? Because I know you got some game in that.
Just under a minute.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Do you do it like by solving it, or is there like isn't there like
It's an algorithm.
Like it's like
I probably solve it like the slowest way possible. I go like step by step, and like, you know, you like recognize things as you're going. The people who can look at it for like 20 seconds and then just put it down and then just finish it in 15 seconds. I still don't understand how they do that. But
there's dudes who do it like behind their back. They don't even look at it.
yeah.
So I'm
Doesn't
like,
make
there
any
has to be
sense.
just like 2 turns.
I'm
here,
like
2 turns.
analyzing it and looking at it and like understanding which way I have to go, and then you have to look at a pattern and then move it and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I got into it in like high school randomly. Super cool
Yeah,
with me.
chicks pulls chicks.
Oh, they love
walk
that.
around
For
with cubes.
Heck yeah.
Hello, ladies.
Just moving that thing around as you're going around campus.
Watch
Rob-
the hands
Yeah.
closely.
Rom's old teammate that caddied for him when he first turned pro, Ben, can do it in like under 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean,
these dudes,
that's-
I've seen it on like YouTube or
I did it
whatever.
on a plane one day. I think I
Oh,
lost some money to him.
Yeah.
Probably didn't pay him, but whatever.
Okay. A lot of options here on this
boy.
one. I need greatest television show ever based out of Southern California.
Never based out of Southern
God.
California. That requires me to know.
I have
a
a small list, but you're younger. Like, dude, you weren't around for Laguna Beach, were you? You were
No.
probably like 6.
The show I watched growing up was that I can remember was Life of Ryan
Oh, Shaq?
Sheckler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah.
We watched that growing up.
Golfer.
Yeah.
Great. A lot of tats.
A lot
Good
of
dude.
tats. Good
Yeah.
dude.
Great dude,
Red
by the
Bull.
way, actually.
Sponsored by Mellon.
Super fun.
He's a good dude.
Good blackjack player, too. I I had The Hills. Did you, or is that before your time?
No, I know it, but I don't think I ever really watched
That was
it.
a great. You watched
No, I did not watch
Laguna? You watched Laguna? What is the fucking matter with? All right, The OC. I never
OC.
watched that, but that
Watched
was
that, yeah.
heat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here's one close to Animal Kingdom. Have you seen that? That's like relatively new. It's
I was gonna say, is that the new one? I
Not
think
new, but it's over now.
Yeah.
But like it just got picked up by one of the big ones. It's awesome, by the way. It's like a little
Interesting.
crime family out of like somewhere
that's
down where
right.
you're from, dude.
Yeah, Mike, my buddy, was the one telling me about it, and he loves that show.
Yeah,
So,
watch that.
Yeah, okay.
Are you like a Netflix binge guy or no?
Not really. I'll get into a show and I'll watch it through. I mean, most of the shows I've watched have all been like the popular ones, like Game of Thrones. I was into. Love Breaking Bad. Peaky Blinders is my favorite show ever.
Peaky's
Really?
awesome.
Yeah, I love Peaky
Awesome.
I've
Blinders.
actually never watched that all the way through.
Yeah, that
Hit that.
Entourage. I've watched a million
Entourage is-
times.
It's the all-time.
Just
You just start it
easy.
over anytime.
100%. I literally just restarted it a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, this is just so great.
So good.
Who doesn't
That's
love
fun.
Ari Gold?
yeah, you just rewatch the whole thing every
Yeah.
couple of years and you forget all of it.
Literally.
Yep.
All right, this is my last one for you. You think Martin Kaymer has ever played Whistling Straits?
Oh man.
He should get out there. Be a good course for his
it'd be a
game.
good course for him, I think. A good setup at least. Gosh. Yeah, that story was unreal. So that same year I played Torrey, I got into the US Open at Chambers, and he asked to join a buddy of mine, Alex Shiep Kim, who played at UCLA and qualified as well. So we're playing Martin Kaymer. I was like, dude, this is unbelievable. And in 2015, he was one of the guys.
Yeah.
And so, he was talking about the different events he's playing that year and, the majors that were left. And there was, I believe, it was a PGA at Whistling Straits that year. And I'm not as much of a golf history buff. That's not my thing. Like, I watch Tiger, I watch his videos on YouTube. I don't really care who's won what when. Like, that's not my business. And so we're walking down the fairway, and he's talking about it. He's talking about how, Whistling Straits, is later this year. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Like, have you played there?
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and honestly, it was awesome. Like, he handled it so well. He wasn't just like, who is this kid asking this, whatever. He was just like, oh yeah, like I actually won there in 2008, whatever it was, 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, nice, good
Sick.
playing.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, congrats.
Tour
awesome.
event? Was it a tour event?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it the USM
was
or
it?
what was back then?
That's great.
So yeah, he handled that very well. I mean, he was the nicest guy. He was awesome, but I felt a little embarrassed. After
He's
asking
awesome.
that
He's
one.
such a good dude.
That's
Yeah.
good. He is a super nice guy. He had a run, man.
Oh.
Like a sneaky, underappreciated run of like,
sure.
dude, the players, US Open, PGA.
yeah.
Like he was.
He's a Hall of
bumping people.
Famer.
Not easy.
It's a Hall of Fame resume.
Yeah.
Winning putt at the Ryder Cup. I mean,
Yeah, true.
dude,
Yeah,
he's
he was a dog. A dog.
he was always like glowing. I don't know what he put on his arms. His arms were always like glossy.
Baby oil.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
that German glow.
yeah.
You know, nice. All right, I have a baby one for you. Since you eat so clean, you make all your food and do all that stuff. Death row, you're on death row. Got caught up in some shit. We don't have to talk about it. You're getting executed tomorrow. What's your last supper?
Last supper, probably a big ribeye, some like oven roasted sweet potatoes, and then go like cream of spinach, something like that.
So that's healthy.
I mean, that
Yeah.
sounds.
that's not even like a cheat. That's not even like a.
Sounds like a
that's like I'm
diet.
gonna go
Yeah,
work
it's
out
just
tomorrow.
Good. It's just like good and hearty. I mean, like I could say In-N-Out or something like that, but if it doesn't feel right in the moment, I don't want In-N-Out. So it's like
No,
I
that's
know,
way better than
I know
In-N-Out.
steak and potatoes. I can have that.
Okay.
Is there any dessert or anything?
Just do push-ups afterwards.
Yeah, basically, 100%. Follow it up with a
I
protein
want to
shake,
get
do something like
jacked when
that.
I go down.
Yeah, I'm not a big dessert guy. Maybe like, red velvet, maybe a couple bites, and then it kind of gets old. But I've just never had a sweet tooth. I'm more of a salty guy. Like chips and salsa, I'll take down just a gallon of it.
Amen.
The video I watched, I can't remember what it was, but you were talking about how you just went through and did the whole food testing, sensitivity test, and everything.
Yeah.
And you love milk, but you're not supposed to have dairy.
Yeah, I've slowly worked that back into my diet.
really?
Yeah, I took a year off, a year completely. Well, I mean, maybe there were some random days here and there, but yeah, no dairy for like a year, which was brutal because like,
Damn.
I'm a huge milk guy.
Like how much
Does
milk
that count
in a day?
like eggs?
I mean, yeah, I was the kind of guy like with breakfast, I'd have like oatmeal and eggs, and I'd pour myself like a 12, 16 ounce glass of milk. Like I just loved it.
Yeah.
And,
Dinner, milk,
Like
too?
Jim Harbaugh.
I'd put it in like a protein shake after I finished. I wouldn't have it with dinner anymore, but like when I was a kid, like we'd go out to dinner and everybody'd get soda, and like I would legitimately get a glass of milk when we were out at dinner. So yeah, I I still don't like sodas and carbonated stuff. Doesn't do it for me, but yeah, milk was always my go-to.
A little glass of milk and a Rubik's cube.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
mean, milk
kind
and
sir.
cookies for dinner. That is like
Actually,
that's
got
happiness.
I got one more for you. This
Okay.
is a golf one just to end it, okay?
Where did Martin Kaymer win?
Have you ever heard of Martin Kaymer?
Obviously, the Ryder Cup is coming up here in a couple of weeks. I know you would love to make one of those teams. You have the choice between now and 2027. You can win a major, or you can be on the Ryder Cup team in Ireland in 2027. Which one would you take?
I'll win a major.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might go hand in hand.
I was going to say, if you win a major,
see, that's not fair. That's not part of the question. I get that.
There's no points awarded at this major. By
I agree.
The way.
Yeah,
but I'd rather win a major because like you can be a Ryder Cup pick that nobody likes and then you lose every single match, and that's not what I want. I want to like I've said, like I want to be on a President's Cup, Ryder Cup, but like I want to earn that spot. Like if I'm a captain's pick, that's fine, but I don't want to be like the last guy on the roster that's picked just because people like him, kind of thing.
Well, I'm not putting pressure on you.
Yep.
But I followed you quite a bit this summer. Had your group quite a few times. Probably annoyed the shit out of you several times. But I got back and I said my bold prediction, 2027, Jake Knapp's on the Ryder Cup team.
All right. I like it.
So don't let me down.
I would never.
No one's ever let me down before.
No, absolutely
And our
not.
bold predictions always come true.
Just
I actually
always.
picked Luke Clanton on this year's version. Didn't plan out.
he did.
That was
That's
early in the
okay.
year.
He did.
Yeah.
What
I
was
mean-
yours? Oh, you said Max Grayson would contend at the Masters.
He made the cut.
And that's not
Didn't
good.
it?
Basically contention.
That's, as far as I'm concerned, he won the fucking thing. You play the weekend, get a trophy.
Jake, it's been a pleasure, my man.
Thank you, my
Thank
dog.
you so much.
Appreciate
That was
you,
awesome.
brother.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, that was Jake Knapp joining us on Subpar. Love that guy, man. As I said, my bold prediction, we're going all the way to 2027. Jake Knapp's going to be on that U.S. Ryder Cup team. I think he would fit in perfectly on that team with the way his game is, and I think it's only going to get better. Like, this is a guy that's going to continue to win PGA Tour events. I wouldn't be surprised to see him contend in majors, but as long as he knows that Martin Kaymer has played Whistling Straits.
Hey, you ever been up there, bud? Nice little track. Go check it out.
Yeah.
That's so good, man. This kid, he's one of the easiest guys to root for, I think, on the PGA Tour. He's just like cool dude. He's just a bro. Like, I feel like he's kind of like the modern day Freddie Couples. Everyone sees his golf swing, wants to swing it like that, makes it look effortless. And you're in good company, by the way, with your prediction on where he's going in his career. I had somebody, a prominent voice in the golf world will just says, watch out, this kid's going to have a Max Homa type trajectory to where he just starts winning, Ryder Cup, all that type of stuff. So high expectations for the kid. It's hard to believe he's only been out there a couple years, too.
He's played 50 PGA Tour events. And by the way, whoever said that must be a brilliant man.
Wise. Not the most attractive man in the world, but a wise man.
Okay. All right. But I'm very upset. His being a security guard days sounded pretty awesome until the guy broke the beer bottle, wanted to come at him. But I am not 100% convinced he didn't wear like the extra small black security t-shirt.
I mean, I guarantee it's not baggy. I haven't seen a security guard anywhere ever. It's not skin tight. So he had it. And it's good to have backup like that with his boy when people are trying to shank you with a broken Coors Light bottle.
All right. Well, I want all of our listeners to go out there and get them some fresh t-shirts, because why wear the same thing as everyone else when you can rock gear made just for you? I just designed some Birdie Juice hats and the process was seamless. The fit and finish were perfect. Now it's your move. Design polos, hoodies, and other favorites with top-tier golf brands, all featuring the logos you love. Don't settle for standard. Visit shop.golf.com and create your own custom look. All right, Sleaze. Broncos got themselves a W in some interesting fashion. Not quite sure about that fourth down play with 58 seconds left. Hey, but a win is a win. Cowboys are 0-1. CeeDee Lamb catch a couple passes. We probably would have upset the world champ Philadelphia Eagles.
Getting paid a lot of money to catch those balls.
Yeah, that was a tough one, bud. But we're on to week 2. Okay.
Honestly, you guys look better than I thought. Like, you got to be pretty happy, actually, I would think, after that.
Yeah, I think we're going to lose a lot of close games. I told y'all heading into the season, I think our offense can score a lot of points. Our defense is a big question mark. Shockingly, CD with the drops, but I feel like that's our team. We're going to lose a lot of games really close, really late, and they're going to be high scoring. This week probably won't be that close because we're going to blow out producer Mark's New York Giants. They stink.
Wow. I'll tell you good news for y'all, too. All you got to do is get to midfield and you're in field goal range.
Yes.
Your boy's going to punch a 70-yarder. He's going to punch a 70-burger this year. Now that they're allowed to bring their own balls out there, he's gonna bust one in Dallas in the Dome.
His kicking motion looks like Jake Knapp's golf swing, like just effortless.
I watch it. I'm like, there's just no way it can fly that far. And then it does. He's a monster.
All right. Well, football season is back. That is great. The Procore Championship is getting started this week. Can't wait. We're going to have another great week, Sleaze.
Can't wait. We're finally back. Got a little golf. And then after this next week, we start looking forward to Ryder Cup. If you're going to be up in the New York area, come join us. Come to the Zone event, one of the best sponsors in all of the game. But warning, this product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale is prohibited. Listen, when I need to dial things in on the course, I go with Zone nicotine pouches. Why? 1, longer nick intensity. The others aren't even close. And 2, better flavors. And also 3, they last longer and they're more comfortable than any other pouch out there. My go-to is the 9 milli Spearmint, but they make 7 flavors in both 6 and 9 milligrams. They are a game changer. 20 pouches, by the way, per can versus 15 the other guys offer. It's a no-brainer. I won't play 18 holes without at least 1 can of Zone in my bag. If you want Zone pouches at a discount and mailed right to your door, head to nickokick.com. That's NICOKICK.com and enter code Subpar20 at checkout for an additional 20% off.
All right. Beautiful. That was a lot of fun. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you on next week's Subpar.